everybody, my name is Blue Demon and welcome to Demon's Fire, a video series where I like to talk about specific pieces either in the gaming industry, gaming hardware, heck, even just the tech field and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's not just going to be video games going all the way forward. Sometimes I like to go into PC hardware, go into, business spiel about the gaming and the hardware industry and all that. As an engineer, it's just something I find interesting. So in this episode, we're going to take an interesting spin, one that's been a bit of controversy within, I would say, the last year, starting like the E3 of 2017. Is Sony wrong for its cross-play stance? Where, for those who don't know, Sony is right now in this kind of phase of no cross-plays. None, unless you're PC. Some people like to mix this up. Sony is cross-play between PC and PlayStation 4. Those two, that's a thing, right? They do it all the time. Street Fighter 4, Rocket League, there's another one that just released recently. Fortnite does that too. The big controversy being Fortnite, right? So I wanted to talk about this piece, right, in its own spiel, because I think you could take this in two different ways. The first one is Sony is an evil corporation that doesn't want you to play with your friends on other consoles. Then there's this other piece that says Sony has a business right to try to protect its platform as well as protect its customers through trying to mitigate, coercing through a network system they can't control. Now, I kind of sit on the side that Sony is in the wrong. I do think they're being wrong-headed in their approach in this. It's kind of funny that they're backwards comparatively to Nintendo on an online system, right? Like on an online infrastructure, I should say, versus, Microsoft, who's generally overhead, the same with PC, who are light years ahead and that kind of stuff. For me, I really think Sony is a bit of mix. I think they're a market leader. They're number one. They want to hold that market lead, and they don't want to let people... They would rather get you to buy a PlayStation 4, right, rather than play with your friends, because that just makes them more money. You have to understand the PlayStation 4 is selling well, and selling really well, and they want to keep that train going, and they feel they have a market dominance. Does that make them wrong for that approach? Yes and no, at least in my opinion. For me, yes, they're wrong because, to me, it's funny, for the longest time they had slogan, for the players, now it's greatness awaits. It's a little cocky of a shift, right? For the players was this whole spiel of, we make games for the players, we do all the stuff for the players, and as soon as we get to something that means we have to play nice with Microsoft, all of a sudden we're not for the players. So to me, I think that's a funny shift. I also think greatness awaits is a bit of a cocky, we've gone from, oh, look at us, we're for the players, now look how great we are. I don't think that's a good shift. That's my own opinion of that market spiel. But I also don't think they're wrong in some regards, because I think as a platform holder, I would probably want some similar things, right? If I'm leading a market, I would be asking myself, well, why would I play nice? Right? Why would I? I mean, we have this platform, we do all this stuff. Now, them locking down like your Epic account to PlayStation 4 is dumb. They shouldn't be doing that. That's wrong to me. If you buy something PlayStation 4, you should be able to use it on the Switch, the Xbox. I think you can use it on PC. Don't quote me on that one, though. I don't know very much on that Fortnite front. To me, it's stupid and silly in some regards. But again, like I said, I'm trying to play devil's advocate and walk down that line that says Sony isn't being this corporate entity that just is surrounding the gamers and saying, you will play in my field and you will just play here, kind of thing. I think that seems a little cold, and I'm not... There's the old adage, don't root for companies, and I don't generally. I mean, I root for people more than I root for companies, right? I'm hoping for the people who work at Sony that it works out well for them, because I would rather them not lose their job and all that. I'd rather see people succeed than fail. And that seems really cold, if that makes sense. It seems really greedy, and I just can't see humans naturally being that way, if that makes some sense. It might be a corporate entity in there saying, no, we have to keep our bread and butter going. You have to understand, Sony just got through a period of massive depreciation in value and things just plummeting for them. So they're probably sitting here going, we cannot let our cash cow, which is the PlayStation brand right now, go. We have to keep it running. And they might see this cross-play thing as something that's going to bite them. My opinion of that is that's wrong in a thinking way. I think it's better to be like, no, we'll play together. Instead, you'll see me playing the PS4. Come play on the PS4. Look at all the games you can play with me while we're over here. Show them. To me, first-party titles and tech is what's going to get people over, not necessarily wall-guarding third-party games. Like I said, it's not that they haven't done crossplay either. They've done it with PC. They've done it with Fortnite, and then they've done it with Rocket League. At least for PC side, they were doing it. I don't know if they are anymore. It just seems odd to me that they didn't see the PC market as their enemy, but only Microsoft, and now Nintendo, because Nintendo sided with Microsoft, and they've got this little, little party going on together, supporting each other. It's fascinating. And so for me, I look at it as, this isn't so bad. We could... I really see PlayStation inevitably going on board with this. Maybe it'll take for PS5 to flop for that to occur. Maybe it will. I don't know. I don't see PlayStation 5 flopping. We will see how Microsoft systems do in the future and all that kind of stuff. If they get competitive again, I don't know. It's interesting that Nintendo probably just doesn't give they don't care. Let's be fair. Nintendo's like, as long as we can keep our players safe, like, because we have kids, and even then I think they're dropping some of the kid policies that they have. They seem to be more marketing toward that older adult with their product line, that college age. So for me, it almost seems like they're like, yeah, we're just going to let this piece go. Our strictness is just going to go away, all that. I think Sony is looking like they're backwards on this one. And I think in the future, though they're trying to protect a certain spot, keep the cash cow going because they don't want to go back to where they were, I feel ultimately they're going to be backpedaled into doing it at some point, which will be good. For us, the gamers, that's awesome. And that's how it should be, right? We should be able to play on any system we want with the friends we want, right? As long as it's not first party. I don't know if you can make an argument that first party games should be on all the other systems. That's a little silly to me. I can understand why a company would build a game for their individual platform and make you want to buy their system. It just makes sense to me. Third party games, though, I really think crossplay should become the dominant thing. I think it just helps you better. Let your first parties talk. Trust me, Sony, your first parties are doing real well. Right? They compete very well with Nintendo right now. And I don't think you have like specific pillars like Nintendo has. But I think your first parties are doing really well, and you shouldn't have to worry about that piece. I think what drove you for the players was your games and your first party, and I think you should be focusing on that piece versus what is now. But that's just my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, so please, please, please let me know. Either there, hit me up on Twitter, let me know your thoughts, or come visit me on my Twitch as I stream my games. Let me know there. Love to hear all your guys' opinion. Otherwise, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Otherwise, again, you could hit that subscribe button. That's also down there to see more of my content, see more of Demon's Fire. There's a playlist. Go check that out. Otherwise, I do reviews. Right now, it's a little bit of a hiatus kind of moment because I've been doing a lot of traveling for work and all that, but I do have a bunch of scripts, and those will be coming in the future. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next Demon's Fire. Bye-bye!